Yo, welcome to the Kaput Gaming channel. Today we are talking meta loadouts in Warzone, the latest and greatest, the best time to kills, everything that you need to know after this recent patch. We're going to talk about the data that informs these decisions. We're going to show you the loadouts themselves, and then we have about 5 minutes of footage of me using these guns in recent Warzone matches. So make sure you stick around and check that out. Before we get into the analysis here, please remember, drop a like, drop a comment, subscribe to the channel. Really goes a long way, and we appreciate the love. All right, let's get into things here. So like I said, we're going to start off by just looking at the data that informs these decisions really quickly. So we're going to be breaking this up into ARs and LMGs and then SMGs is really what we're looking at today. We'll have a quick comment on snipers, but there's a little bit less to look at there, and we'll talk about why when we get there. So again, we'll start off looking at the time to kill for ARs and LMGs that are popular in the game right now. And so this is coming from True Game Data. If you're not familiar with them, I highly recommend you go check out their site, play with the charts. You can learn a lot about how guns compare to each other. So again, here we're kind of looking at popular ARs and LMGs. And so you can see I've thrown in the C58 and the AK-47 from Cold War. I've thrown in the Grau or the Growl from Modern Warfare. Those are kind of the best best guns from the old game. So it gives us some context here. And then we're looking at the Bren, the Cooper Carbine, and the STG from Vanguard. And so just really quickly, for anyone who's not familiar with this, the bottom is distance to target on this graph, and the left is time to kill. And so essentially you want to be the lowest line on this chart if you're a gun. That means you have the best time to kill. So we are looking for, at any given distance, which line is on the bottom of this chart. And what you're going to see is that pink line is absolutely dominant. That is the Bren. So in my opinion, at any distance, under any circumstance, in terms of a main weapon, a ranged weapon, the Bren is absolutely going to be king. You can see that here. Now, with that being said, let's say you're an AR person, you don't kind of like the clunky movement that comes along with toting around an LMG. The surprising thing is the AK-47, the Cold War edition, is actually pretty much undisputably the next best on the chart. You can see here that the Grau just ever so slightly overtakes it at about 45 yards. To me, that's not enough to encourage switching to that gun. So right here, in my opinion, you know, if you're running Vanguard Royale, Bren is the play. If you're running BR and you don't really like LMGs, it's going to be AK-47. The other big takeaways here is you can see that the STG is the worst in the group here, pretty much. The Cooper Carbine is going to be a little bit worse at range. But I think it's a valuable takeaway. The Cooper Carbine's maybe just a little bit better than it was. The STG is a little bit worse. And so you're going to want to keep that in mind. I know a lot of people really like the STG. Now, I'm not saying don't use it. If you look closely at that chart on the left, we're basically comparing the difference between 0.5 seconds and 0.2 seconds. So the time to kill is only 0.2 seconds worse than the Bren. It's not the end of the world, but it's something to be aware of, right? So please don't hear me saying you can't use the STG, you can't use the Cooper Carbine. They're still some of the best guns in the game, but I just want it to be known that it's pretty obvious that the Bren and the AK-47 are really kind of that next level up. So that's ARs and LMGs. Let's take a quick look at SMGs. A little bit less here to check out, just because kind of the nature of the way this breaks out. The long and short of it is Vanguard SMGs are king. You can see here, kind of starting at the top lines, I've put in the OTS, it's the best Cold War SMG. I put in the MP5 from Modern Warfare, the best Modern Warfare SMG. Those are not as good as the top 3 Vanguard SMGs, which is the MP40, hands down best in my opinion, followed by the PPSH. This is the hipfire build, and then also the Owen gun kind of has a unique spot here, and we're not going to get into a build on that one, but I did want to call out, you can kind of see that blue line from 15 to about 30 yards. It is, you know, significantly better than other SMGs. So something to be aware of there. If you like to use your SMG as, you know, kind of more your home base, if you will, something you're going to use in more of those intermediate fights, the Owen gun is something I would consider. For me, the MP40 is just a beast. You can see it's the quickest up close. It's actually the best after 35 yards. So there's just a ton of versatility with that gun. The only exception in my opinion is, you know, the PPSH hipfire build. If anyone's not familiar with it, we'll get into the build later in the video. It's crazy movement. TTK is just as good basically within 10 yards. Really, you can't go wrong. Owen gun, PPSH, MP40, all awesome pocket gun options. So again, the big takeaway here being, if you're rolling SMG, stick with the Vanguard guns. Honorable mention, the well gun, also super solid. It's newer, we haven't played with it as much, but within 10 yards I think it's right in this pack. So something to be aware of there. So that's kind of the data you can see here that's informing these decisions. Just looking for the guns that have the best TTK consistently across different distances. Now you always have to layer that in with what feels right? Like what has recoil, what gun do you feel like you're good with? So, you know, keep that in mind. Don't make a decision based purely on these charts, but I think they're worth you know, keeping top of mind for sure. So with that being said, we're just going to go into the build really quickly. You know, a lot of these have not changed a lot over the last month, so I'm not going to speak, you know, about them in too much detail, but maybe just hit a couple key points and make sure that you guys have the build. If you want to screenshot that, you have it easily. So here's a Bryn. The big thing they changed in this last patch was the Queen's 705mm Royal barrel. It used to have no damage drop off at all. If you hit someone at 1,000 yards, it was like hitting them at 5. They did tweak that, they got rid of it essentially, but what they did was increase the damage multiplier at different distances. I think in terms of shots from 100 yards and in, they've made this gun better. The other thing I'll talk about here is the SVT scope. I just love this scope, period, hands down. I think it's the snappiest, best functioning scope in the game. I don't know why. I don't know if it works better with aim assist or what, but I absolutely love that thing. So again, to me, in terms of your primary ranged weapon, does not get better than this build right here. And as we discussed, we're pairing this with the MP40. Love this build. It kind of accounts for everything: recoil, ADS, getting increased rate of fire from the recoil booster. I'm happy to give up, you know, some mini map pings when I'm up close and going to be moving around a lot. Love everything about this gun. I'm going with the iron sight, just personal preference. I'll take the ADS there. If you want to go slate or something else of that nature, you definitely can. So to me, this is the meta loadout right now. I'm going combat scout. You can run it with amped, overkill of course, and then EOD. Loving the frag grenades and the stems right now. Just give you a bunch of versatility with your movement and kind of how you can play through the map in its current phase it exists today. So a couple of other things to discuss. Firstly, the AK build. Just wanted to show you guys this. Same old, going Ember sight, point over something on the underbarrel, because largely they have just made the recoil on this thing basically non-existent. It is out of control. Super solid gun. If you're an AR player and you don't like Vanguard Royale, got to give this thing a whirl. Super badass. Just running this one with the MP40 and the heartbeat. Hate heartbeat sensors, can't stand them, want them to take them out of the game, but if they're there, I think you got to use them. One other thing I wanted to touch on, just because we were talking about it, I want to show you guys this PPSH hipfire build. Again, you will never go ADS on this thing, hence the SVT scope. We're taking recoil control from that. This is an awesome build. Super fast. You can see we're running fleet and quick. 71 round clip, and again, it's hipfire. There's been talk about them increasing ADS across the board, so hipfire guns of course would be more powerful. If you haven't played with this one, give it a whirl. If nothing else, it's really fun, and it fries. So with that being said, I'll comment just really quickly on snipers. This is a sniper build I'm running right now. Again, SVT scope, click it into 6. You don't even have to hold your breath with this thing. Really quick, really snappy. I love this gun. Again, if you want to go Swiss or you want to go Modern Warfare car, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. You're going for headshots. That's really what matters. In my opinion, this one just feels a little quicker, a little snappier. I like the way it plays and functions once you get used to it. So that's what I'm running for sniper. So that's the builds, guys. Again, not anything too crazy or radical, just a couple tweaks from, you know, the big patch about a month ago. You know, you can see, like I commented on, I'm still running a pocket STG with a slate on it because I just love the way that gun feels. I think it's a great pocket gun for your sniper. You know, I might put it with something like a Cooper carbine just to get a little bit of an edge there, but still a really great weapon. All right, so now we're going to cut to the footage. It's going to be me rocking the Bryn and the MP40 out in Caldera, and a little bit of Rebirth as well. Again, I don't think you can beat these. I think they really are the cream of the crop, the best guns in the game right now. We'll see what changes, but I would say for at least the next few weeks, you can pretty much bank on these being the top dogs in Caldera. Thanks for tuning in. Good luck out there.
On me.
Above us.
Got one.
More above us.
He's dead.
Team white.
Let's go. I'm pushing back up.
Oh, that's not a lot of people with it. Get beamed, son. He down. Oh, check this frag grenade.
Nice.
You ready?
Yes.
You ready?
Fuck yes. Thank you, boy. Thank you, sir. I'm shielding up.
Bueno, pude, cabrón, me chingó.
Marking new safe zone.
Watching that window he shot me from. Oh.
There's one left. Got him, team wide. Get the fuck out, bitch. This is my lobby.
Hell.
Launch the loadout in front.
Got a loadout drop inbound.
Damn, is he on that ping?
I think he went down. Oh, right in front of us. Right on the road. Went in the cave. Oh, right here.
Oh.
Oh my god.
Oh, no.
We're so mad.
Your teammate is in the gulag now. If they survive, they'll rejoin you.
I ripped him, Ben.
Down
I
one.
ripped him.
He's down. Good shot. Pick that fucking pilot up. Push over to this guy, Charles. Come with me.
Your teammate was broken. They're no longer with us.
Bitch, I'm so pissed. Come here, bitch.
Where's this fucking
But I'm glad we got that extra money now. He's one shot, Ben. He's dead. Fucking bitch. Where?
What is my damage
baby?
at?
Back to back.
2400. Let's go. Car, Bertha.
Yeah, I see him.
Got out.
Oh yeah, inside peak.
Got out. Okay.
He did.
Nice.
Good.
And you go through that door, I'll go through this window. 3, 2, 1. Oh, here he is. Just stay tight and use our numbers. Shots off to the right.
Down to the
Here.
right.
I don't see
Losing
anything, man.
ground. Move it.
Oh, yep. Okay, right over here. That's one. He was looking off towards orange.
Yep. He's in that house right here. I just seen him. He's dead.
All right. Get him,
Precisioned
boys.
it. I just precisioned it.
Phoenix 3, strike inbound.
He's so fucked.
Ripped him. He's right here.
I see the enemy.
GG.
Easy.
He's so...
One's down. Hey, one's down on blue.
Got one.
He's cracked.
He said, I'm cracked.
Cluster, push him. Keep wrapping up.
No. Don't go that way, George. You're going to run into it. You're going to run into it.
He's gonna get picked up. He's getting picked up on blue.
Left.
I'm with you.
Hey,
There it is.
I got him. Let's go.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.